Okay, guys, so good afternoon. So today is our speaking test. So let's get started. So first of all, Antonio, where are you from?
Well, I am from Pachuca, but I have lived for I think that the last 5 to 6 years here in Mexico City. I live specifically in Tizapán de Zaragoza. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Maria, where are you from?
Hi, hello. Well, I am from the greatest and most beautiful country in the world. Yes, Mexico City. Born and raised.
Okay, thank you. So, Antonio, how
Mhm.
much time do you spend on your hobbies or pastimes?
Well, I usually spend about 2 to 8 hours, depending on the hobby. For example, if I practice, what's this word? I am a programmer, so my hobby is programming a game, and sometimes it depends if I have the free time. I spend, yes, like 1 to 8 hours coding.
Okay, thank you. So, Maria, what hobbies or pastimes do you find particularly unappealing and why?
The pastimes that I find very appealing are very simple. Are reading, writing, playing video games, and watching movies and why is because they are very convenient. Sometimes I'm in a rush, I'm always working or studying. So at every chance I get, I play or I read or I write something or draw something. It's a way that I can manage my time, but also try not to stress myself too much with the things I do.
Okay, thank you guys. So now we're going to pass to part two. So in this part, I'm going to show you a picture of someone relaxing. So you are going to talk together about how much opportunity different people have to relax in this way. So for this, you have 1 minute, okay?
Yeah, sure.
So you can start now.
Of course. I think that often enough we don't get the chance to relax in that way because we have a lot of things to do. Maybe once a year, twice a year. I don't know. At least for me, that's my life. What do you think? So, Maria.
I have to disagree because why wait once a year when you can do it every weekend? I mean, that also depends on your workload, of course. Maybe if you're a really busy person, you don't get to rest as much as this man can. So I suggest that you should find some time to relax as well.
Yeah, I should, but I am not able to. Thanks to my workload.
Why
So
not?
yeah, it's my workload. As I work, I often have to sacrifice my free time to do some other things, so I don't get the chance to do this.
That's terrible. Oh
Yeah,
my God, I'm so sorry for you.
yeah, no,
Okay,
it
guys, thank you.
happens. Thank you.
Thank you. So now, you will look at the same picture. Imagine that you are involved in producing a leaflet about how to combat stress and the best way of relaxing. So you are going to talk together about different ways of relaxing. Then you are going to decide whether you would use this picture to illustrate the best way of relaxing or whether you would recommend a different way of relaxing. So for this, you're going to take 3 minutes. So you can start now.
Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Well, I think it's not the best example of how to relax, no? Uh, yeah, you're watching TV and you're doing this sort of stuff, but I think that there are other ways of relaxing, like doing sports, like walking, or maybe even reading that some other people would enjoy. So I don't think this is the best example. Mm, but how about you, Maria? What do you usually do
I,
to combat stress?
the thing is that I'm always stressed. Like everyone around me tells me that I am worried, that I am very stressed, that I am nervous. So if I could find a way to remove all that stress and terrible energy that I have, I would tell you, but I don't really know how. I've tried to take deep breaths and to concentrate on something else, maybe listening to music to distract myself from the thoughts. That seems to work, but it always comes back. So I don't really have a way to get rid of all the stress. Maybe you do?
Well, I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to say that I don't. What I usually do is just that I let it pass through me. Like I have this wave of stress, this wave of anxiety, and in the first 2 seconds I get like, petrified. But after that, I try to make my mind work and do the thing that they ask me to do. As an example, a year ago, a guy asked me for directions, and I stood there like for 3 seconds, waiting for my mind to process what he told me because I thought that he was going to assault me. So yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. That's a lot. Okay, so
Yeah.
I think we're doomed because none of us know how to relax. But I just remember that something that works for me sometimes is to be like outside, like literally touching grass. That's enough sometimes. So maybe you should try to be outdoors once in a while. Maybe not
Yeah.
in the city, but in like a park or somewhere where you can find nature.
Yeah, I agree with you. I should do that. And, I think that, well, talking about that, maybe we should change this picture for the leaflet. Instead of putting this person eating and just vibing his house in his couch, maybe we should put just the outdoors, being all calm and medley. Yeah.
Yeah, him outdoors enjoying the sun, that type of stuff. That is relaxing. Hmm.
Yes. The sound of the birds. I love the sound of the birds. It makes me relaxed. Yeah. I
Do
hate the
you?
city.
I think
Yeah.
they're very noisy.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you, thank you. So now for part 3, first of all, I'm going to ask to Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to talk about 2 minutes about the next question. So, Antonio, how can a sense of humor be useful to you in life? So you have to take into account dealing with difficult situations in social working relationships, reacting to failure or disappointment. You have 2 minutes.
Yeah, thank you so much. I often think that having a sense of humor helps us with dealing, like, these sort of situations where a familiar died or someone close to us died, or maybe something horrible happened to us. And this dark humor makes it a little bit, like you can take it. Often enough, when something bad happened to me, if I don't have a way to, like, joke about it, I don't know, it hurts a little bit too much. And it also helps with social and working relationships, like, for example, with my friends or maybe with persons that I don't know. Making a joke makes them feel great about themselves and great about other things. And it's just, I don't know, I think it's really, really a really good way to introduce yourself, making a joke. Also, it's a way to react to failure, like when you fail an exam and you joke with your friend that, oh, I got a higher point than you, but you two failed the exam. So yeah, it's just useful having this sort of sense of humor about joking about everything. Obviously, there are some things that one shouldn't joke about, but it makes life a little bit bearable. So yeah, I think that's what I think. Is that the 2 minutes? No? Okay, I shall continue. I also think that it helps, well, it shouldn't be used a lot when we're working, because even though it helps to make the ambience a little bit better, is unprofessional and it can be taken out of context. It can also lead to, you being
Okay,
asked not
thank you.
to. Ah,
Thank you.
thank you so much.
Okay, so now, Maria, so you are going to have 1 minute for this. So please describe a time when your sense of humor has been particularly useful. You can start.
A time when my sense of humor has been useful is that, for example, one day me and my friend went to the mall and he had a particularly bad strike at some games, so he was in a bad mood. He was moody, he was a little angry. So to put the nail on the coffin, the elevator that we were in got stuck and he was in a bad mood. He wanted to go to the bathroom. And aside from that, we were stuck in the elevator. So I started to joke about it. I started to make him laugh, trying to make him forget about the situation that we were in. And the time passed so quickly that the elevator got fixed, like in a heartbeat. So we were able to get out. And turns out he was in a better mood than before. So that time it was pretty useful, I think.
Okay, so Antonio, tell me, did you agree? What do you think? Or
I
how
agree.
about you?
Huh? Well, I agree with her. Yeah, as I told you a little bit later, it's just that joking about something is useful. It makes life a little bit more bearable, and you can just sort of laugh at your own disappointment. So yeah, I agree with you, Maria.
Okay, thank you both. So now, Maria, what aspects of life should always be taken seriously? Family and friends, work, education, health. So you have 2 minutes for this, okay? So you can start.
All right, very well. Among all of those aspects between friends, family, and work, I think you can take that lightly. Sometimes work comes and goes, so you can just take it easy. As well with your family. Like, even if you commit mistakes, you can always mend them, and your family is going to be there for you. Just with your friends, you can make mistakes, of course, and your friends, if they are truly your friends, they're going to forgive you. So you're going to keep those bonds and you're going to keep your work. So one thing that you should always take seriously is your health, because without health, you can no longer live happily ever after. You know what I mean? Without your health, you are not able to live peacefully. Why? Because let's say you have a respiratory problem. You cannot breathe properly. How are you going to live like that? That makes your life conditions impossible. Like, you need to afford medical care, you need to have doctors, you need to spend a lot of money, and you are not going to enjoy those moments when you're sick. So one thing you should always take seriously is your health. That's what I think. But yeah, work comes and goes. Family is always there. Friends always come and go. You can always get more. You can lose some. You win some, you lose some, as some people say. But something that is very important that you cannot get back is your health. So yeah, consider that advice, take it into heart, because that is important.
Okay, Maria, thank you. So now, Antonio, so what do you regard as something that everyone should take seriously and why? So please, you have 1 minute, and then Maria are going to say if she's agree or what do she thinks, okay? So you can
Yes,
start.
of course. Well, I think that mainly, yeah, I mean, health is really, really important, but I would focus on family and friends. Why? Because even though they come and go, they're really, really important for you. Family, they might stay for you for a while, but at the end of the day, they will go, maybe because they died, or maybe because, you fight with them for the terrain that your grandmother left you, things like that. No? But at the end of the day, it's just that you have to get more family. You have to get not does not say married, but you have to get someone, maybe a friend or maybe someone who's really, really close to you that is part of your family, that you consider them part of your family, and they consider you part of your family. Because you can't just live without them. Without family, without someone you consider family, it's really, really hard. You don't have anyone who can help you when you're in your time of need. Friends might, but
Okay, Maria. Maria, do you agree? What do you think? How about you?
I think Antonio is saying that family is something that is very, very important and should not be taken lightly. But I'm kind of like agreeing, but also disagreeing, because maybe your blood related family doesn't like you, and you're like an outcast in your own family, and you're despised, and they hate you, they treat you badly. So what do? You find other people that can be your family. Maybe those are your friends. Maybe that's an animal. Maybe that's someone close to you. Maybe that's your wife, your boyfriend, your sons, your daughters. So I think it's something that changes, but people is very used to the main family, the one that doesn't really change.
Okay.
But you can really find your family
Okay,
anywhere.
thank you guys. Thank you both. So now, for the last part, you are going to discuss for 4 minutes 2 questions. Okay, so first of all, I am going to give you describe in general terms the sense of humor in your country. You can start.
Yeah, well, I would say that the sense of humor in our country, it's let's just say like bad, because we focus on whenever someone gets harmed or things that are gross, like farts, like puking. Often enough, that's what I see in TV. In social media, it's different, I know, but in TV, that's what I see, and I think it's gross. What do you think, so, Maria?
I couldn't say that it's bad. I would say that it's dark or somewhat acid, because we are looking at situations that are hard to assimilate. For example, someone gets scared, someone gets killed, someone got in a really bad situation, and we laugh at it. Well, we do to react differently, because in those scenarios, you might cry, you might be very overwhelmed. And what is better, to cry or to laugh? What do you think?
I think there should be a time for everything, and crying, it's really, really important. We shouldn't focus on changing it to laughing. Often enough, what happens is that the childs, the people who are really, really young, they tend to change their point of view. And when something serious happened, like, for example, 9/11, they often think about it as something that's fun when it was really traumatic for the persons that were there. So there's a place and there's a time. Maybe after a little bit, it's okay to laugh about it, but I don't think it's good. That's my point of view.
I see your point and I disagree, because it is also okay to laugh. I understand that there is a time and a place, but sometimes that is the only reaction people can get. And I know that might sound a little bit too disturbing, but sometimes that is how reality is. That is how people assimilate and can process those things by a
Okay.
laugh.
So now, what subjects do you think should never be joked about and why? Please start.
Children with cancer. That's what I'm going to say. We shouldn't laugh about children with cancer. Yeah, no, that's one of the topics that we shouldn't laugh about. I don't know. What do you think, Maria?
Okay, yes, I agree. I can see that you're laughing at the thing you said that should never be joked about. But yeah, I see your point. And I have to add that something that should never be laughed of is people with disabilities. That is very serious. What
yeah.
else?
Maybe, for example, animals, when animals get hurt by people, yeah, no, that shouldn't be laughed at.
Yes, animal cruelty. That's terrible. Also, something that should never be laughed at is like major tragedies like genocide, war crimes, situations like that. That is absolutely awful. What else do you think?
I mean, yes, but there are some that might be funny. For example, you get 9/11 that it's often joke about. I don't like it personally, but I know that some people find it really funny. Yeah.
Disturbingly so, yes, I agree. And something else that shouldn't be laughed at are children, but like very little children getting severely hurt, like babies, for example. What do you think? You agree?
Yeah, I agree with you. It's horrible. I just remember that like 2 hours ago, I saw a meme about a child getting beat by a
Okay,
car.
guys,
It was
thank you.
horrible.
So it's the end of your speaking test. Thank you both.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.